Thank you. This wasn't rehearsed. Patience. Sorry, just to explain, the first mistake I made was printing them on cards, and you need two hands. the microphone and the two hands just doesn't work. So here we are, the microphone stand, and the card, and the wonky floor, and a low beam. Okay. Hello. Very nice to meet you all. I hope you enjoyed the meal. The cheese boards are on their way. I'm Stephen, Jamie's joint best man with Kev. I don't think there is a joint bride, but we'll find out, I think. So I met Jamie at university, and I can honestly say that we've shared some amazing times together. So thank you, Jamie, thank you. It's a real honour to be here today. That wasn't a joke. So looking back over the years, so I can honestly say we've shared some amazing times together, twice. University, obviously, living in London together, a few holidays, and a fair few on-white festivals. Brian Adams was a low point for me. But Jamie, it was nice to see you sing along. And Jen, I can honestly say that everything Jamie does, he does it for you. Okay, one quick thing before I start properly. For anyone aware of my plagiarism at university, please do not worry. I was tempted to copy a classic Michelle Obama speech. I decided against it. I decided it doesn't go down well. It doesn't go down well. But when I did start to think about what I would say today, all of the things that came to me revolved around James' relationships with the world, the people, and the things in it. So, in chronological order, not in priority order, I want to talk about Jamie's relationship with food, Jamie's relationship with fashion, and Jamie's relationship with Jen. Okay, Jamie's relationship with food. Number one, he eats each portion of his meal separately and in a very specific order. So, for example, it might be the peas, then the carrots, and then the chicken. But today, I want to know if you had a chicken breast and a chicken leg. What did you do? Leg first, because it's not as good. Okay, there we go. Okay, you can rely on Jamie. Okay, number two, he insists that he's allergic to cheese. If you ask him, do you eat dairy products in general, he'll say, no, specifically cheese. So I'd like to ask you, is he allergic to milk? No. Mozzarella? Yes. Yeah. Cottage cream? No. Cathedral City? Yes. Butter? No. Brie? Yes. Very, very specific allergy. Okay, number three, snacks, and particularly their niche variety. Diet cherry Dr. Pepper, peanut butter and chocolate Oreos, white chocolate M&Ms, and green tea Kit Kats. Cadbury's Dairy Milk? No! No! Plain. Okay. Number 4, quick one, Nando's. This guy needs more Nando's than the Premiership football team combined. Finally, number 5, cereal. It's a big one. Cereal as a main meal while he's on holiday. So we know Jamie likes to penny pinch. But are we comfortable with the fact that he will be on holiday eating cereal rather than sampling the local eyes? One of the best meals I've ever had was chili in San Francisco. I'm right? Am I right? Am I right? It was good, wasn't it? It was good. Where was Jamie? In the hotel room with a bowl of Cocoa Pops. Okay, Jamie's relationship with fashion. When I first met Jamie, the thing that struck me was his penchant for a long sleeve shirt, tucked in. Over the last few years, I know he's rocking the Hawaiian shirt. But recently, if you've noticed, there's a few vests. Maybe Bournemouth, maybe Holiday. But Jen, be warned, do you know what's next? If this trend continues. It's crop tops. Crop tops. This time next year, Bowden and crop tops. Okay, working our way down, we get to these black skinny jeans. I love a pair of black skinny jeans, so no bad word is going to be said by me on black skinny jeans. But, sorry, and let's face it, when Jamie gets his snake hips out on the dance floor, the world deserves to see those marathon-honed legs and every curvature that comes with it. Okay, last but not least, footwear, where I need to mention the silver metallic space boots that Jamie bought while he was on over. So think David Bowie, the Tin Man, somewhere in the middle. And who would be surprised that they ended up on eBay, where I understand that Buzz Aldrin outbid Tim Peake with a last-minute bid of £3.62, postage and packaging included. Okay, sorry, and if you think this is hypocritical coming from me in this ill-fitting suit, Jamie picked it. And Alan, Damien, fair play for going freestyle. Could someone have told me, please? I thought it was purple. Where was the option? Okay. Jamie's relationship with Jen. Jamie Bowden, Jennifer Gilbert, J and J, the Bowdens, the Gildens, the Bowdens! If organisation and teamwork are a sign of a healthy, loving relationship, we can all take comfort that this will be a marriage that lasts. Yeah. As evidence of this, I'd like to recite a small excerpt from their spreadsheet for today. 9 a.m. Florist arrival. Drop hair flowers upstairs. 10 a.m. Cake maker arrival. 11:20 a.m. Make sure room is tidy for photographer. 11:30, photographer arrives. 11:35 a.m. Photographer comments on how tidy room is. 11:45. Jamie, that's the groom, arrives. Not another Jamie. 12 p.m. Sense check at the venue. 12:15 p.m. Makeup artist to see Jamie. Groom. 12:30 p.m. Makeup artist politely asks for extra time with Jamie. Room. 12:45, bar opens, makeup artist at the gym. So I can imagine Jen and Jamie growing old together. Not now, but long, far into the distant future. Perhaps even moving out of London to a quiet seaside town. Enjoying Keep Fit classes maybe in a week. Long walks at the weekend. Until then, I know that Jamie and Jen will continue to enjoy their youth. Okay, finally, it can't go without saying what a strong-willed and clear-minded person Jen is. I know that when Jamie asked to marry her the second time, there was never, ever any doubt that she would say yes. Have I got a drink? So, to the Bowdens, to the Gildens. Thank you.
Excuse me. Wow, okay, headline act. No pressure. Right, thank you, Steve, and good afternoon, everybody. Before I get started embarrassing Jamie, which obviously is why we're all here today, I'd just like to say how stunning all the bridesmaids look today. Absolutely amazing. In fact, I think the only woman in the room who looks more stunning than the bridesmaids, and this is probably the only time that I can get away with saying this in front of my partner Caroline, is Jen. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Kev, and I've known Jamie for what feels like my entire life. And in reality, it's actually not far off that. I've actually known Jamie for the past 30 years. So yeah, a long, long time. I've tried getting away from him, but he keeps tracking me down. We've attended schools together, we've worked together, we've lived together, and we've even holidayed together, including staying at one resort that had a nudist section. Might tell you some more information about that later. But because after 30 years of putting up with him, as you can imagine, I have got an awful lot of dirt on him. But the problem is, because I've known Jamie for so long, it actually was a real challenge summing up the ups and downs of 30 years of friendship in just a few minutes. Especially when some of the more embarrassing things I could tell you about Jamie involve me. And as somebody who knows Jamie's family really, really well, and they know my parents, that makes things quite difficult for me. There's also some real no-go topics that Jamie spoke to me about a little while ago. So absolutely, under no circumstances, upon pain of death, do not talk about these specific things. For example, the time that I found him lying naked in my parents' bathroom. So I definitely won't tell you about that. So with that in mind, what I thought I'd do is I came up with a few Jamie Bowden highlights to tell you about. There is, I think you probably noticed a bit of a trend with some of the things that I'm going to talk about, but I think that's probably because all the people that have spoken about Jamie clearly know him very well. One thing that's not been mentioned is Jamie's favourite colour is green, and his favourite dinosaur is a stegosaurus. So Steve's already spoken about some of Jamie's fashion disasters. I don't think he quite referred to them as fashion disasters, but let's be honest, that's what they were. But the key thing there is that Jamie's appearance has always been a big thing to him. It's always been important to him that he looks good. One of the key things about Jamie's appearance that he's always been very focused on, at least until more recently, is his hair. Sadly, Jamie Terry is no longer one of the key features of his life. Now, you might think, understandably, you might think that that is a hereditary problem. Sorry, Alan. But to be honest, I think the truth is probably more down to the fact that throughout his teens, Jamie used to bleach his hair blonde on a regular basis. Anyone who's ever been to the pub with Jamie will know what I'm talking about here when I say that Jamie is, how can I put this, economically conscientious. Yeah, everyone is laughing at what I'm talking about. With that in mind, I would be really grateful if you could keep all the exits clear. We have got a medical team waiting outside, and I want to clear on Jamie when he finds out how much this is all costing. So, we've heard a lot over the past half an hour or so about Jamie's cheese allergy. Despite the fact that he eats certain things that involve cheese, now he actually is a big fan of cheesecake, and he really likes some cheese-flavoured food. So, cheesy whatsits, Jamie's a very big fan of. Now, he takes this very seriously, but I can tell you for an absolute fact, I can give you the truth on Jamie's cheese allergy. And all this was revealed one night when we went out to dinner, and Jamie ordered some fajitas. And there was a conversation with the waitress where Jamie said to this waitress, he said, "Can I just clarify, does the cheese come in a separate pot to the rest of the dish?" And the waitress looked at him, bemused, as you can imagine, and Jamie said, "Sorry, the reason is because I'm actually, and I quote, I'm almost allergic to cheese." And that was pretty much the reaction of the waitress. We've also heard a lot about how Jamie loves to dance, and he really does love to dance. Whenever we go on a night out, it's always one thing that he thinks about: where are we going at the end of the night? I want to get on that dance floor. And I'm sure you'll see him tearing up the dance floor later, possibly looking like he's impersonating a ferret. So look out for that one. But if you do see him out there dancing alone, can I just ask that you please do join him? Not because Jamie will be lonely, but because I once left Jamie alone on a dance floor, and a woman came up to me and had a go at me because looking at the wild shapes that Jamie was throwing, she thought something was wrong with him. She worried I left him on his own. Now, over 30 years, as you can imagine, we have had our share of arguments, but we've always managed to resolve our differences, sometimes in unusual ways. So I remember one time, for example, that we had a big argument and we smashed up some Lego, and this was a big thing back in the day, right? I think it was the castle with the dragon. And Moira made Jamie and I sit down and rebuild the Lego together as a way of result. I also remember a particularly sweet resolution to an argument that we had where Jamie made me a mixtape to apologise. I can still remember some of the songs. I have to say that having known Jamie for, and having been through so much together for the past 30 years or so, in many ways, I don't have a brother or sister of my own, and in many ways Jamie does feel like a brother to me. Not necessarily a brother I wanted, but nonetheless. But you know, in all seriousness, it is with real pride that I stand here before you today as one of Jamie's best men. It really struck me actually earlier during the ceremony that it's been so long and we've been through so much together, and I was getting quite emotional about it, and I really wasn't expecting it, but we've been through so much together, and it's really great that we're still mates after all these years. Now, before I finish, I believe it is customary for a best man to give the boy in the room a few pearls of wisdom to prepare them for married life. Now, I'm not married myself, so I did a bit of research on this on the internet, and I came up with the following. So, to Jamie, marriage can be difficult, and you won't get everything right at the first attempt. But if at first you don't succeed, do it the way Jen told you. And to Jen, a man can always be the head of the house, but remember that a woman is the neck, and she can turn the head any direction that she wants. that note, I wish you both a lifetime of love and happiness as man and wife. So ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I invite you all to join me in a toast to my friends, Jamie and Jen. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the bride and groom. Bride and groom! Thank you all, enjoy the rest of your evening.